Hi all, welcome back. In the previous class, we have discussed about the vegetative and asexual mode of reproduction in fungi, and mainly on this class we are focusing on to the sexual reproduction in fungi, and after that we are looking on to the fungal diversity. So sexual reproduction. Most fungi reproduce by sexual method. Most fungi reproduce by sexual method. Most fungi reproduce by sexual method. But in the members of mitosporic fungi or fungi imperfecta, or in the Deuteriomycete family, the sexual stages are either absent or unknown. Sexual reproduction in fungi is affected by the fusion of which is affected by the fusion of two nuclei of two different parentage. So sexual reproduction in fungi is affected by the fusion of two nuclei, and these two nuclei are from two different parent, which may be carried in motile or non-motile gametes in gametangia. So gametangia means the cell or the organ where the gametes are produced. Gametangia means gametes are produced, or in somatic cells or in the thallus. Somatic cells means any cells except sperm and egg cell. Any cells except sperm and egg cells. So this sexual reproduction in fungi is affected by the fusion of two nuclei of two different parent, which may be carried in motile or non-motile gametes in gametangia or in somatic cells of the thallus. Homothallic fungi produce both male and female gametangia on a single mycelium that are capable of reproducing sexually. Homothallic fungi produce male and female gametangia. Homothallic fungi produce male and female gametangia in a single mycelium. So homothallic fungi produce male and female gametangia in a single mycelia that are capable of reproducing sexually, and this male and female gametangia which is produced in a single mycelia which is capable of reproducing sexually, and they are capable of reproducing sexually, and these are self-fertile. Homothallic gametangia may be obviously differentiated into male and female structures, antheridia and archegonia. So homothallic gametangia, in homothallic gametangia, here also the male and female differentiation is there, and the male what we call as the antheridia, and the female is the oogonia, which is the oogonia, or may be morphologically indistinguishable. So in homothallic fungi, the male and female which is morphologically indistinguishable. In homothallic fungi, it is morphologically indistinguishable. Or sexually undifferentiated. In homothallic fungi, the male and the female which are sexually undifferentiated. The sexes in heterothallic fungi are separated into two different individuals. The sexes in heterothallic fungi The sexes in heterothallic fungi are separated into two different individuals. There are three distinct phases. The sexes in heterothallic fungi are separated into two different individuals, and they have three distinct phases in the process of sexual reproduction. In heterothallic fungi, there are three phases of sexual reproduction. There are three phases of sexual reproduction which occurs in sequence. First one is the plasmogamy, and second is the karyogamy, and third one is the meiosis. Plasmogamy means the fusion of two protoplasts from two haploid nuclei, and karyogamy means the fusion of nuclei, and meiosis is the reductional division. So here the diploid which is reduced to haploid 1 in meiosis division. So plasmogamy consists in the union of two different protoplasts to bring two haploid nuclei of opposite sex together in one cell. Plasmogamy. Plasmogamy means it consists of the union of two protoplasts or the fusion of two protoplasts to bring, and these two protoplasts bring two haploid nuclei from opposite sex together in a cell. So here plasmogamy means the fusion of two protoplasts of two haploid nuclei of opposite sex together in one cell. That is what we called as plasmogamy. And karyogamy is the second process of sexual reproduction and consists in the fusion of two nuclei resulting in the formation of one diploid nucleus called the synkaryon. So karyogamy. So after plasmogamy, karyogamy takes place. So karyogamy is the second process of sexual reproduction. So this is the second process of sexual reproduction. Second process of sexual reproduction. Second process of sexual reproduction and consists in the fusion of two nuclei. So in karyogamy, it's a fusion of two nuclei resulting in the formation of diploid nucleus, and it is called as synkaryon. And in many members of lower fungi, karyogamy takes place immediately after the plasmogamy. In many lower fungi, karyogamy takes place immediately after plasmogamy. And in higher fungi, in ascomycetes and basidiomycetes, and in deuteriomycetes, the sexual reproduction which is absent or unknown. And in higher fungi, ascomycetes and basidiomycetes, however, the karyogamy is somewhat delayed. In lower fungi, immediately after plasmogamy, karyogamy takes place, and in higher fungi, it is somewhat delayed. The plasmogamy results only in the pairing of two nuclei which represents two gametes. In plasmogamy, here the pairing of two nuclei which represents two gametes, and such a pair of nuclei which is known as dikaryon is somewhat delayed. In higher fungi, this karyogamy is somewhat delayed, and the plasmogamy results only in the pairing of two nuclei which represents two gametes. Such a pair of nuclei is known as dikaryon, and later with the growth of hyphae, this paired nuclei, nuclei divide and produce. This paired nuclei divide and produce further pairs. So this dikaryon divide and produce further pairs, and at last finally a large number of dikaryotic cells are formed. So as a result of this, paired nuclei divide and produce large number of large dikaryotic cells are formed or produced. And then the meiosis, the third phase, which is the meiosis, the third phase of sexual reproduction, which is meiosis. And during meiosis, the haploid chromosome number which is reduced to diploid one, 2n, which is reduced to n. And this meiosis what we call as the reduction division. And meiosis is the third phase of sexual reproduction and follows immediately after the karyogamy. In higher fungi, after karyogamy, meiosis is taken place immediately after karyogamy. And in this phase, the diploid nucleus undergo reduction division. In this phase, the diploid, in the meiotic phase, the diploid nucleus undergo reduction division to reduce the chromosome number to haploid number. And in oomycetes, here the vegetative thallus which is diploid. In oomycetes, the vegetative thallus. In oomycetes, the vegetative thallus is diploid. So in the gametangia, here the meiosis process takes place. So in oomycetes, meiosis takes place in gametangia, because in oomycetes the vegetative thallus which is diploid. So here the meiotic division or the reduction division which takes place in the gametangia. The sex cells are produced within the cells of the thallus are called gametangia, and as we know, the gametangia, which is the gamete producing cells, and if the gametes which are similar, we call it as isogametes. If the gametes produced are similar, it is called as isogametes, and the fusion of two similar gametes what we called as isogamous. The gametes are similar. Isogamy means similar gametes, it called as isogametes, and the fusion of two similar gametes what we called as isogametes. If the gametes which are flagellate, it is called as planogametes, and the examples are Olpidium and Catenaria. And if it is non-flagellate, it is termed as aplanogametes. So here this is the isogametes fusion, these two gametes which are similar, fusion of similar gametes is the isogamous, and here the fusion of two similar gametes takes place. Here the fusion of isogametes takes place and result in the formation of biciliate zygote. So these two are the gametes which fuses together to form the zygote. So the fusion of two isogametes resulted in the formation of biciliate zygote. Gametes differ in size and structure. If the gametes which are differ in size and structure, it is called as heterogametes, and the fertilization of the gametes which is differ in size and structure is called as heterogamous. If the gametes which are differ in size and structure, it is called as heterogametes. Differ in size and structure, it is called as heterogametes, and the fusion of dissimilar gametes what we called as heterogamous. And the heterogamous division is of two types: anisogamous and oogamous. Fusion of two morphological similar gametes with differ in size. So here look at the figure. There are two gametes are there, and the two gametes which are morphologically similar. Morphologically, these two gametes which are similar. These two gametes which are morphologically similar, but their sizes differ. And fusion of two morphologically similar gametes with differ in size. Example: Meiosis. In Meiosis groups of fungi, here it is fusion of two morphologically similar gametes with differ in size, and here the gametes are flagellate, so it is termed as planogametes. So here these are the anisogamous which are differ in size and they are morphologically similar, and the fusion of this gametes are taken place, and fusion of anisogametes. In the oogamy, the gametes are produced inside the morphologically differentiated gametangia. In oogamy, the gametes are produced. In oogamy, the gametes are produced inside the morphologically differentiated gametangia. In oogamy, the gametes are produced within the morphologically differentiated gametangia. Morphologically differentiated gametangia means here the male and female gametes which are produced on male gametangia and the female which is produced on female gametangia. Male which is produced on male gametangia and female which is produced on female gametangia. And the male which is smaller in size, and the male gamete which is smaller in size and is called as antheridium. And the female gamete which is larger in size and is called as oogonium or ascogonium. Oogonium or ascogonium. In oogamous, the gametes, the male and female gametes which are produced on inside the morphologically differentiated gametangia. That means the male gametangia which is formed inside the male gametangia and the female which is formed in the female gametangia, and the male gametangia which is smaller in size and the male gametangia is called as antheridium. The female gametangia which is larger in size, it is called as oogonium or ascogonium. So here this is the structure where the male, this is the male and this is the female. So they both are differentiated, male and female gamete which are differentiated, and the figure C shows the fusion of male and female gametangia. Here the male which is smaller in size and the female which is larger in size.